purposely invite the rock and roll element into our community?
Well, what's wrong with a little entertainment?
Entertainment is fine, but this... we have lots of big acts that come through here. Ice Capades, Tiny Toons, Kenny G.
Kenny G.
Dr. Bones, Dr. Bones, Dr. Bones.
Good afternoon, this is Dr. Bones Live, and today my guest is the lovely Anna from Fluent In Grey. Welcome to the show, Anna.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Oh, it was a great pleasure to have you. So, first question, Anna. I know before this band started, you and Simon did a band called Mouth of Ghosts. Now, what was the deciding factor that they said, you know what, we want to try something different and go a little bit of a different direction?
Well, actually, so I wasn't part of Mouth of Ghosts, really. So I came in a little bit after. But what happened, basically, I guess, is that their singer left for various reasons, and they had been searching for a singer to fill in that project for a long time and to fill in that massive voice that she had, a beautiful, massive voice. And I guess they just had a really hard time finding that. And so during that time, I was kind of looking for people to start up a new project with, because I had all these kind of songs in the works that I wanted help producing up and then get a full band together. And so I approached Simon, hearing that they were looking for a singer, having troubles with a singer, to see if they would be interested in starting up a new project with me. And it just kind of happened, timing-wise, and everything happens, I guess, at the right time for us to work together. So,
you know what? It's kind of funny that pretty much right after Simon got in touch with me, about literally a day, maybe two later, Kim from Never Enough Press sent me an email saying, "Got to check out this new band, Fluent In Grey." It's like, you know what? I've actually already talked to them and setting up interviews as we speak.
Oh, that's funny. That's great. That's wonderful. And so, I mean, right now we're just trying to get as many people to listen to our music as possible. And, we're really new. I mean, we just, this is our first single that we've done, and we've really only been together about 2 months, but everything's kind of coming together really quickly. It's all working out really well, and, we work well together, and just kind of feels meant to be at the moment.
Well, you know what? I just from the one song, "Lost," which you sent me, I really liked it. And one thing I've said in the past, and it's nice to see more and more female vocalists coming out, and because it kind of provides a good change, and it gives a more powerful aspect to kind of balance out the quote unquote rock / indie scene.
Yeah, I'm really happy to be a part of that. And I've done projects in the past and stuff, and I've always liked to kind of rock out, but I was always very male-dominated genre. And so it's kind of fun to come in as a female artist in that genre, vocalist. And, Simon, I kind of come into it as a singer-songwriter, I guess. And what's interesting about this project is that, Simon kind of takes it in a direction I wouldn't normally think of, with his kind of Mouth of Ghost production values. Right. And I absolutely love it. I wouldn't think about it. And he kind of, I come with these, soft melodic songs that are kind of light, and he adds this ambient, darker production style. And I think together that kind of creates something new and unique in that genre.
You know, it's funny that you point that out because I did interview Simon a while back for Mouth of Ghost, and he seemed to be kind of selling himself short.
He definitely shouldn't. He's so talented, and it's really great to to have him push me in a different direction than I'm used to. And likewise, he's mentioned that he appreciates me pushing him into kind of the genre that I'm used to as well. And so we just kind of balance each other out in that sense.
Well, it's a good way to go, just because you want to be obviously able to work together well, but not only that, if you can combine the influences you both have and push each other to go the extent that you guys know what your potential is, it makes things a lot easier, and it shows a lot more depth to the band.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you said that. Yeah, it's great. I mean, and the thing is, we do butt heads at times. Sometimes we push each other too far in certain directions, and it's really funny. But most of the time, we just work so well together and really get excited about each other's ideas and everything.
Now, with this song in particular, because when I heard it, I really enjoyed it right off the bat. But the thing that drew me in, like I just mentioned a few seconds ago, was about the vocals. And Anna, you have a great set of vocals on. It really stands out. So,
thank you so much.
And the good thing is, this is going to be the first time anybody's heard it on this show. And I will be re-debuting it again on this Saturday on New Music Saturday. So when we get a chance to hear it, this will be a lot of people's first listen to it if they haven't already checked it out on SoundCloud.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
So with that being said, since you guys are relatively new, are you guys planning or kind of working towards releasing an EP or?
Actually, yeah. So it's funny you mentioned that, but right now we have plans to release a 4-track EP in early 2015, and we just booked our studio time with Manao Valley Studios in Wales, which is this fantastic studio that we feel so incredibly lucky to have gotten in there. I mean, Oasis and Portishead and Rush have recorded there. And it's just set in these beautiful Welsh hills. So it's just going to be such a great, inspiring location for us to do the EP in. And I'm just, we're all really looking forward to seeing what comes out of it as well. And the songs that we have in the works for that 4 tracks, we're so excited about as well. And I think, there's some variety in there, but they also, I think Lost was like a really good debut, as in to highlight our style that we're going for, and will complement the EP really well as well.
Now, have you ever been to that studio before, or is it going to be like a first time, kind of being in it?
This will be definitely a first time for any of us. So it's kind of in the middle of nowhere, but it's really well known, I guess, in the UK anyways. And I should tell you, you probably heard that I don't have an English accent.
Yeah.
I'm actually from the US, so everything's a little bit new to me here. So I'm getting to know the studios and the scene a bit. It's all a little different. But Simon's holding my hand through it all, so it's great. But yeah, that's it's a studio that I hadn't heard of until just recently. But I mean, it sounds absolutely amazing. And Simon said it's on his kind of bucket list of studios that he wants to record in. So we all feel really lucky for the opportunity.
Well, that definitely works. And plus, I mean, with like you said, with the big names that have been in that studio, I mean, it's just one of those things. You gotta, when you step in, it's like, well, no, we're recording the same place that Oasis and Rush, and it's like,
yeah,
it's got to be cool, but a little bit. It's got to be a little cool, but intimidating at the same time, because the remnants of like these decent bands, like kind of effects dripping off the walls.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, there will be a little bit of intimidation there, but I also think that it'll be really inspiring. And, there's been obviously, a ton of other lesser known bands that have recorded there too. And just,
right.
There's just like such a variety that they work with that I feel confident in their ability to be able to pull out different ideas with our songs and, maybe help us produce it up even more as well.
You just answered my next question. I was just about to ask, do you guys have a producer, or are you guys going to kind of self-produce in the studio?
So what happened with Lost is that Simon and I kind of work together on producing things. Once we have the basic song together, the background. So, usually how it's been working at the moment is that I have kind of a catalog of songs and ideas and stuff that I'll bring to Simon, and he'll produce and everything. And then Simon and I will, and the band will sit down together and kind of really bring it to life. And bring all the little elements, electronic things, and little piano, elements and stuff like that. And when we went to the studio, we recorded at Heart of Gold Studios in London for our single Lost. And we worked with this producer called Tim Buzzell. He was our producer and engineer, and he was fantastic. And he kind of, picked apart the song in a very productive way. To help us bring out the best elements in it. And, we ended up changing the drum beats a bit that we fell in love with in the end. And it was really great kind of having that outside input. So I think that for the EP, we definitely would welcome outside production help, but we don't have a specific producer in mind. It's just kind of, we produce it up ourselves. Simon does a lot of production as well. And then we kind of welcome any outside input from engineers or producers that are in-house in the studio that we're working with.
I'm kind of glad that you mentioned that, just because, some bands will go to the studios and self-produce the songs themselves, and some decide, or, depending on availability of monetary funds, like they'll actually hire producers. So obviously, that can be a pain.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too, is that, we could have spent days on Lost, trying to come up with different ideas and different interpretations of things, and producing it up, by ourselves as well in the studio. But it's all self-funded at the moment, so we just, time is money.
Well, absolutely, yeah. Now, with you predominantly being the singer-songwriter, since that's essentially your background, do you find it, I know you said you and Simon pretty much get along real well. You kind of present it to him, then he kind of works on it. Now, is that essentially going to be, I guess, like the theme of the band is like you two will kind of collaborate together and then bring it to the rest of the band, like you just had mentioned a few seconds ago?
Yeah, I think that's kind of how it works. Simon has, kind of a catalog of ideas that don't have vocals yet as well, or melodies to them. And so I think we might start working on those as well, because they're fantastic starts to things that I hear ideas to. And so I'm really excited to start on that when we have time. But I do think that the main bulk of the collaboration is going to be between Simon and myself going forward. And then, we kind of get the backbone together, and then we bring it to Phil and Marco, the drummer and the bass player, and they bring it to life with their parts. We have like a basic drum line already written, and then Phil just makes it amazing. And the same with the bass as well for Marco. So we communicate so well in our practice space, and it's always fairly fun. So,
well, you know what, that's obviously very key to the band, unless of course it's just like a one-man show, meaning that either the singer does everything, kind of does the voice music and kind of runs the whole music, say this way we're going to do it, there's no way around it. But from my experience as like a listener and a fan of music and the bands I've interviewed, it always works a lot better when everybody kind of collaborates, or the two kind of started off and then the rest of the band kind of puts the finishing touches, so you're always getting some form of input, so it's not totally one-sided.
Yeah, and that's what I absolutely love. I was out of the music scene for about 5 years, and one of the main things that I really missed, it wasn't, just playing out or writing the music, but it was the collaboration, working with people on music. I find it so fun to share ideas and then get, feedback and different ideas and throwing them around. And it's so exciting when you hear, someone come up with a bass line or a drum line that really brings something to life. It's just, it's thrilling to me. I really love it.
Now, since you have a catalog of your own, and so does Simon, when you guys first met and started talking about this, was that your initial kind of basis for the band, as we'll try to work off songs we already have, or was there an idea saying, no, we can use some of these, or we may use some of these, but we'll also write new ones as well?
Yeah, I think, right now we're going through kind of my catalog at the moment. We have about 6 songs in the works, and we have another one as well. It's either going to be a collaboration between Simon and I, or one that I've like